Hello everybody, we are back for another vlog. I'm enjoying doing these vlogs for you guys. I hope you guys like them too. If you do, let me know below. If you hate them, let me know that too, I guess. But anyways, I know I look more glamorous than I normally do, but that's because I had the hair and makeup gods work on me today for a TV segment. And yeah, it always turns out way better than I could ever pull off myself. But anyways, on that note, we are going to be talking about the holidays, which are coming up. Oh my gosh, I need to start Christmas shopping, that's for sure. I am in no way ready for this. But I think the holidays can be both a joyous time and also a really stressful time for some people, depending on people's relationship with their families, with money, goals, and also their relationship with food and their bodies. Now, I want to acknowledge that I think all family relationships are unique and complicated in their own way. But I think that even in the most loving, tight-knit families, commentary around food and body can be so common. And it often does not feel very supportive. And I think that this time of year, the holidays, can be particularly triggering for a lot of people for a few reasons. So one, I think that a lot of the struggles that a lot of us face when it comes to body image stem from our childhood or when we were young and some of the messages that we were given when we were young. So seeing certain family members can often kind of hash up some of those memories. Two, the holidays are a time when there's just a lot of food around. So food becomes the topic of a lot of small talk when we're kind of tired of talking about the weather. And three, a lot of us don't actually see our family members all that often. So any changes to our body shape or size can often seem more dramatic if a family member is remembering us at a completely different life stage. Now, I guess I'm kind of lucky that in my family where I was growing up, nobody really ever talked about diets or weight loss or compared what people were eating. That was just not something that was really discussed at dinner time. But I've since been at the dinner table with a lot of other unnamed people where this kind of talk is completely the norm. And I've since learned that as a woman living and breathing in diet culture, getting unsolicited advice about your diet or your body is pretty freaking common. And I get like a double dose of scrutiny as a registered dietitian about anything that I eat or anything to do with my body. And I literally cannot go to a dinner party without somebody coming up to me and telling me about their diet or comparing what's on their plate to what's on my plate. So that's fun. We've probably all actually observed food and body shaming at different times in our lives. And depending on different social situations, you've probably played the role of both the victim and the perpetrator. So like, for example, maybe you're at your holiday feast, your family event, and you're kind of feeling full and your grandmother's offering you pie and you reject and she screams at you, "What's wrong with you? You're so skinny. Are you on a diet?" Or maybe you're at like a buffet and you're having a little slice of cheese and you're putting those little pastries on your plate, and your mom comes up to you and she motions at your hips and gives you the look, and she's like, "Oh, you're really sure you need that extra slice of cheese?" Or like maybe you're out for like a festive meal with your girlfriends and you're just like craving a nice crunchy fresh salad, and all your girlfriends start to tease you and call you a diet Debbie Downer and basically pressure you into ordering the burger and fries like them. Even when a commentary is not directed at you, it can still be hurtful and impactful. I know like a lot of families watch holiday shows and holiday movies together, and it seems like a freaking Christmas miracle if somebody doesn't comment on some kind of celebrity and the fact that, oh, she's gotten grossly skinny or she's gained a few pounds since her last appearance. There are probably so many examples of this, especially at the holidays. So if you guys have some examples or experiences that you want to share, I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. But what is interesting to me is that even though other people's food choices and bodies don't really have like a whole lot of impact on us, we still feel the need to comment on them when those choices don't coincide with our own. And that gets really confusing when our choices are not always the same and stagnant, throughout the year or every single time we see someone. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times I have been at a family dinner and have been basically begged to have dessert, And then the very next day, the exact same person will like look at me in disgust if I choose myself to order dessert on my own. So why do we feel that we need to engage in this level of judgment, especially around the holidays? Well, I think there's definitely a few reasons. One, there's the jealousy factor. Sometimes I think people are just jealous and kind of longing for a more balanced relationship with food. You know, they see someone at the dinner table who's able to have a modest slice of pie and a big salad at dinner time and not need to go into that all or nothing cheat day mode and then start restricting again tomorrow. I mean, body envy is a whole other topic, and I'm sure that also can play into it as well. But I've seen a lot of body shaming happening to and by a whole lot of people with different body shapes and sizes. More importantly, I think a lot of people are trying to kind of justify their own unhealthy relationship with food. So it's kind of like the idea that, hey, if I'm on a restrictive diet and I'm miserable, then you should also be on a restrictive diet and miserable. Or if I'm having a cheat day and going to eat all the things, then you should also have your cheat day and eat all the things. So it's kind of like that projecting that we were talking about in my haze versus weight loss video, in that a person who's restricting may project their militant view on food to everyone else around them. The other possibility, and this one is often quoted to justify the hurtful commentary when a food shamer is called out, is that the family member is just genuinely concerned about your health. And I think that's probably really true often. I don't think most family members make comments like this to be mean or malicious or hurtful. But I also know that research suggests that people who are fat shamed tend to engage less, not more, in health promoting behaviors. And B, the holiday table is just not the place. There are kinder ways to help support somebody's health journey. Embarrassing them at the family dinner table is not one of them. So that being said, I thought it'd be really important to arm you with some stock responses and strategies that some of my dietitian colleagues and I have come up with, and I think they're really fun. So if someone were to say to me, "Oh, Abby, I could never have both wine and dessert," I would reply, "Oh, I'm just enjoying my holidays. And I'm glad you found something that works for you. But I have found that listening to my body and finding pleasure in food has been really successful for me, both for my physical and emotional health." If someone says to me, "Oh my gosh, Abby, why aren't you having pie? You're so skinny. I would kill to have some pie," I would say back, "Oh, you know what? It looks so delicious, but honestly, I've worked really hard at trying to tune into my body's needs, and I think I would enjoy this so much more when I've got a little bit more room in my belly tomorrow. So can I take home a slice?" Something like that. Now, if somebody makes a comment about my body changing, either getting bigger or smaller or whatever, I would probably say something like, "Oh, I didn't realize you were looking at my body so closely. I think that will shut them up really fast. Or if you're feeling like really sassy because, hey, sometimes wine happens and some people just need to be told off, you could also say something like, "Wow, I mean, please do not project your insecurities on me. I am really comfortable with my body and food, and I really hope that you too can find that sense of peace." Now, regardless of which end of the conversation you end up on, it's important to remember that our bodies and food are really, really personal. So for the days that you're a victim of food shaming or body shaming, remember that the choices that you make around food are yours and yours alone. And it's never your responsibility to make someone happy based on what you choose to eat or not eat. If somebody cannot find happiness in their own food choices, it's a pretty good indicator and good set of evidence that they need to work on their own relationship with food. And maybe the kind thing to do would be to reach out if you feel up to it and offer some support to help them get there. Meanwhile, for the days that you are the perpetrator, and listen, I get that diet culture is so pervasive that we're all guilty of this sometimes. But I promise you that the flavor of your food will not change based on what other people are eating or weighing. Your kale will not taste better if everyone else is eating it, and your cake will not taste stale if you're consuming it alone. So if we all work at this together, I believe we can all settle into happier, healthier places with our bodies, ourselves, and food, and actually enjoy the holiday season. So on that note, I wish you a big, big, big happy holidays from my kitchen here at Abby's Kitchen to yours. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up. Leave me a comment below if you have any experiences around food and body shaming at the holidays, and what are some of your responses to family members who make not so welcome remarks. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time on Abby's Kitchen. Bye!